Hello, I'm Kyle, I'm 16, I'm from Sheffield. Recently I did some filming for a TV show called Gok's Teens, and through this I went on a thing called the Linden method, and they helped guide me through my anxiety. And I'm going to talk to you about how I was prior to doing the Linden method and how I am now, like 12 months on from doing the Linden method. I first started being anxious at quite an early age, about 7. Couldn't go out with my friends, and if I did, I had to get my mum to take me there, pick me up. It wasn't like what I wanted to do, especially when I got to my teenage years, being 13, 14 and 15. It made me feel really quite sad actually, because everyone else my sort of age were going out with their friends and being able to do what they want, live a free life.
Hi, my name's Sharon. I'm Kyle's mum. I've also got 2 other children, Kyle being my oldest. Kyle started with anxiety, I'd say around 5 or 6 year old, and we started noticing things where he didn't want to do family things with us, or he'd kick up a fuss. We just brushed it under the carpet and thought things would get easier, and then when he come to about 9 or 10 we realised that it wasn't normal childlike behaviour what he was doing, where he'd want to make himself sick. We couldn't get him off the toilet when we were wanting to go out. We couldn't get Kyle to do the things we wanted to do as a family. We then referred him to the doctors, who referred him to CAMS, which is the mental health in Sheffield. They offered us family therapy first, which we found didn't help, so they then offered CBT. The CBT we thought was helping, but then when we put everything together it didn't make any difference. Kyle still wouldn't go out and do the things he should do for a lad of his age.
I felt restricted because I was like sat in the house on my own. I would like sit in my room and I would start with stomach ache, sweaty hands, and just feel generally ill. So it's changing from being a mental illness to an all-body illness in your mind. You start to feel like, why is it always me? Why does it have to happen to me and no one else? And your parents think that as well. I was offered medication a few times by the doctor, but they never actually said what it was, but they said that I wasn't just anxious, I was getting depressed through it and stuff. So they're trying to give me all these different types of medication. I tried CBT and I tried family therapy where all family was there, but none of it really worked for me, because I just still felt as restricted as I did before I went in. I just didn't feel like I could open up, but it's like when you go on the Linden method, they seem to understand you more.
For a family it became very, very frustrating, because we wanted to go to parties, we wanted to do things, we couldn't do them, or if we did manage to get Kyle to go, we had to come home early because he'd get so anxious and upset and wound up. It then had an effect on his sister, because his sister wanted to stay and do these things, but we couldn't. Before
I started the Linden method, my parents did everything for me. Like, they'd take me everywhere that I needed to go. They'd just do everything in general. And now, after going on the Linden method, it showed my parents that you can't do it. They have to go out and do things themselves. We got Kyle into a volunteering group to try and get him out. It was a group where we could take Kyle and drop him off, and then he'd help out with other children, thinking that at least that way he was mixing with people his own age. They suggested that Kyle went on to the Gok Teen show, so that's where Kyle met Gok, and then through Gok he was put in touch with the Linden method. The Linden method to us has been the best thing ever going for Kyle, because, as I say, Kyle had family therapy, CBT, and he was offered tablets, which we didn't want him to have, so we never took that up. The Linden method made Kyle look at things and look at how he acts, and also made me as a parent look at how I treat Kyle and how I let Kyle act. I learnt from myself to try and step back a bit and think before I did things with Kyle. Whereas before I would take him to school, I would do all the things. He wouldn't leave the house unless me or his dad actually took him. I could then reassess through the Linden method that perhaps if I put boundaries in place with their help and the support what I got from the team at the Linden method,
things could become easier?
When I began, I felt like it was a illness in the mind, and so did my parents, so they treated me like I was ill. But after doing all this Linden method, I've learnt that it's not an illness, it's just an emotion that you have to learn to overcome.
As a mum, I learnt to not hold Carl's hand, as I say, as much, to be there to support him, but not to keep saying to him, "Are you all right? Do you need any help?" Instead, I tried to let Carl get on with things. I found it very, very hard as a mum to let go, but I also found it very rewarding knowing that I'd got the help at the end of the phone, I'd got the help if I needed it.
It's made a massive difference because most of the places I go now, I'll just go and get the bus. But like every now and then I might have my moment where I'll ask my mum and she just, or my dad, and they'll just stay stern and just say, no, you've got to go get the bus, because that's what you've learned to do. Although you had the physical symptoms though, you'd still, the Linden method teaches you to go out and live, because it's not an illness, it's just a fear, an emotion in other words, that you have, and you just need to live. Go out, enjoy yourself, be happy. There's always been tension because of the guilt and things, and my sisters have felt like pushed aside. So now they get what they want, I get what I want, and parents get what they want. So everyone wins. The Linden method is just amazing. It helps you, and it helps the others around you as well to come to terms with it, and just to make everyone better in all different kinds of ways. It's all about living a more fulfilled life, and I thought that's what I want to do, and parents thought that's what they want me to do, and everyone around me said that. And once you read things like the books what Charles has wrote, you start to realise that Charles is someone that you can trust and identify with, because he has gone through similar experiences to you and he knows what you're going through, so you can make links between you and him. And now he recovered, and then it gives you more determination to want to recover, and especially when you've got all the support you need from people at the Linden method, there's not much chance that you're not going to recover. If you sat watching this thinking, why is it always me? But don't feel sorry for yourself, because there is only one person that can get you out of this, and it's you. Because you need to change, and most people that suffer with anxiety like to hide that fact. And at the Linden method you are taught to flip it on its head pretty much. Since filming I'm just getting more and more determined to go out and do the things that I want to do. Hoping to go to university. I'm currently practicing for my Duke Edinburgh Gold, which I'm quite excited about. And I never thought I'd have got to these stages with my anxiety, because I just thought I was going to keep going down and down. I thought it was like a downward spiral, but now, after doing the Linden method, I've realised that it's not, and that there is no limit to what you can achieve.
The advice I would give to any parent watching this is give the Linden method a go, because I feel, as a parent myself, I'd tried every other avenue. It had caused so many upsets in the family, the dynamics of my family, trying other therapies, and the Linden method in ways brought us together. We worked together. We had to work together. I would recommend it to any parent out there, but what I would say is your child's got to be committed, but not only your child, you yourself have got to be committed to help them. You've got to want to be able to help them as well, and maybe help yourself through it. I now look back at Kyle and I think I can't believe the change in him 12 months on. I used to be frightened that he never went out of the house, he never mixed. Now I'm frightened of what time he comes in, where he is. So we still all have his worries, but I know that the Linden method's made my family life a lot happier.
If you're watching this and you've got anxiety, or you know that someone that has, you need to know that there is no magic pill that makes you better instantly. Because I've been there, I've looked for it, and there just isn't one. So I did the Linden method because I found that that would be the best thing to make me better, and it's the most successful thing to make people better, and it's just amazing. because it just helps you. But you've got to have the determination to want to do it, otherwise it's not going to happen. Just give it a go. Good luck.